Barber College Success, brought to you by Craig Charles and my guest.
Ammi Fields.
Not my guest, my co-host.
Ammi Fields. I'm the guest and co-host today.
Yeah. You taking both roles.
That's right.
We couldn't get nobody else to come on, but hey, we had a couple cancel, but we still gonna rock you with some major information. Again, spreading love the JC way is the only way we know how to do it. Is the Crown Cutz way. Spread love. Barber College Success, that one podcast that's just gonna give you information to help you succeed. Information, tips, trends, how to be successful. What else?
If you're an entrepreneur, how to progress yourself in your career, how to elevate, set yourself apart from whoever else is in your field.
Yes, we try to come from a student perspective, so let them know when you start early, you start strong, because make your first like your last and make your last like your first, and then make that your everything. Meaning the first day you go to school, you got to go hard. During school, you got to go hard. And your first day of school should be like your last day of school, where you're hungry, where you just have this hunger for knowledge and thirst just to be better and get better. It's a long journey, but it's important to maintain that stride, because those who do, they go far.
Did you ever listen to the interview where on the beginning of the first song with Jay-Z, it's Puff, it's Big Daddy. Biggie's talking about
you coming like an intern.
Yeah. He said that's what Puff told him to say. Treat every day like his first project.
Treat every day like it's your first project, like you're an intern.
Yeah.
And I hope everybody go back and listen to that song. It's the first song by Jay-Z.
You can watch the interview too.
Yes. Make your first like your last, make your last like your first, and make that your everything. That's a quote that I love. It just pushes me, and it just makes me just maintain a certain standard. Again, Barber College Success, coming to you, top 25 podcasts in the world. Feed Spot, thank you for our ranking. We all over, am I? How does that make you feel?
Feel good. I wonder if we're in Utah.
We are in Utah. Matter of fact, shout out to who?
The Barber School in Utah.
I think
it's Midvale, Utah.
Yeah, shout out to Utah. Give you guys a big shout out. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate you guys. Anytime a barber school show love, we always want to show love back.
Exactly.
Because in this barbering industry, we love our industry so much. So we could talk about barbering all day with someone else who loves barbering.
Every day,
all day. Why not? But today we got a special topic for you guys. Slow days. What do you do during slow days?
There's a lot you could be doing there.
A lot. So there should never be a slow day.
Never.
In the school or in the shop. Once you're a barber, there should never be a slow day.
We did that class with Shane Nesbitt. It was in San Francisco.
Shout out to Shane Nesbitt.
But he said that whenever they had a slow day in the shop, of course, he's in his mid-40s.
Mm-hmm.
Before social media, he said if they had a slow day in the shop, he said one dude in the shop would go to college and hand out flyers, and the other dude would hold the fort down. So they would try to get rid of those slow days.
And that's important, because a lot of people sit back and wait for people to come to them. You got to build yourself up. You got to build your brand.
And then some people are mad because nobody's there. Especially if you're a new barber, you're like, you don't blame the shop.
You got to go out there. Where can you go? Like you just said,
you can hand out flyers.
At the school,
colleges,
local colleges that's near to you.
Social media,
the mall.
So many different avenues now.
Go outside, go to the gas station.
Oh yeah,
and meet people. Anytime you go to lunch, strike up a conversation. Let people know what you do.
Talk to your family.
That's what I tell people. If you have family members, especially if you have a big family, you can really build a clientele by just cutting your family members.
And those people are the most honest, patient people that you'll probably deal with.
Because your family members will start marketing you for you. Mm-hmm. They'll push your name out there. That's one quick technique and one skill that most people don't think about. Start with your family members. If you have five clientele as family members, your clientele will grow so much when you start school.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends and cousins and people that you can ask to come, but I used to meet a lot of people just pull up on them. Like I could tell,
pull up on me.
Yeah, I would just see if their haircut was okay, or if I could tell they were cutting their own hair. I'm like, yo, give me a try. I'll change your life.
No matter where you go, different support groups.
Sewing class.
I jumped into sewing class because I had an interest in sewing. But needless that I knew that there was going to be a lot of older women in there who have grandkids, who have husbands, who have sons, who have nephews, nieces who need haircuts, and they refer a whole bunch of people to me, just trying to pick up a different interest. Go to the gym, sign up for a rec league, different things that you can do to help build yourself up. But today we're gonna talk about slow days. What can you what is a slow day?
A slow day. You talking about in the school or the shop? Which one do you want to talk about first?
I mean, we're talking about the school first, and we'll jump into the shop because you can basically streamline both of them.
So a slow day is in a school, I would say, is like you don't have many clients coming in, people coming in, and
you finish with your theory, your
you
practical.
did your theory. Maybe you just started a chapter. You know, you just getting into a chapter, so you don't really have to get ahead like that, and you just sitting around and there's nothing happening. That's a slow day.
But there's so many things that could really happen because you can go and learn. You can go and roll a perm.
Yep.
You can go watch some videos.
Yep.
You can reference some magazine. You can start writing down the blueprint for how you want to market yourself as far as when you get out of school.
You can cut your fellow students' hair. Y'all can do stuff. Clean your clippers.
Clean your clippers. There's so much you can do. One of my favorite things I think a lot of students, they don't think about enough and they kind of leave on the table when they leave school. Think about teaching a class. How great that would be if a student come out there and taught a class.
Something that they thought was cool and they want to let the rest of the school know.
Yeah. Showcase your skill, because by teaching the class, you preparing yourself for something that you don't even know you're preparing yourself for, which might be an instructor, which might be a platform artist, which might be a brand representative.
Yeah. Or a traveling educator.
Learn how to verbalize your skill, or doing what we do. Traveling the country with the Confess.
We do a lot of stuff.
I know, but we don't take it for granted. We peel that layer. We keep adding layers to our skin.
Yeah.
And the more layers you have, your network increases your net worth.
And it took a lot of investment to get to that point.
So some people sit back and think that this is dead time and what should I do? And sit back and suggest something to your instructors.
I get on the students all the time. I walk by them and I'll be like, I'm call out Cisco. I'll be like, Cisco, what are you doing? He said, I ain't doing nothing. I said, do some push-ups or something. Do something. Make yourself better some way right now.
Go back and refresh the previous chapter.
Yeah.
Go back and refresh one of those chapters.
Start on the next chapter.
Yeah. Go back and refresh one of those chapters you're having a hard time on. Mm-hmm. For instance, one of the toughest chapters in the book is
anatomy. I would say is probably for me personally.
Anatomy is a tough chapter. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's good to learn all the scientific terms when you referring to clients, as far as the temporal bone, the parietal ridge, the occipital bone. Learn those terminologies so you can talk to your clients like a true profession.
That increases your worth too. When you can explain the bones in the head and what you're hitting while you're cutting around it, man.
And some things that students have a hard time with: share work. Grab a mannequin and you start cutting his hair.
Yeah.
Learn how to hold your shares properly.
And that's one thing that has been taken for granted for a long time. The students we got now, man, they're knocking them out though. They're doing just as many long haircuts,
which is good. Make you real versatile, because the more you learn, the more you earn.
My bad. That wasn't ready for that one. I was thinking of for some reason I was thinking net worth is the one that came to head for some reason.
That's a new one. The more you learn,
the more you earn.
It's simple.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna file that in my Craig Charles quotes.
Because a lot of barbers come in. This is one thing: when barbers see me out in the public, at the gym, in the streets, wherever they might see me, grocery store, they're like, "Hey man, I want to come to barber school. Hey, but I don't want to be cutting all that perm stuff and doing all that women stuff." And I just look at them and like, "Hey man, I can sit there and break it down to you why you need to be as versatile as possible, but I'm just gonna wait on that. When I come and sit, you and I are face to face, I can look you in the eye and tell you why those things are important."
I think there's so many people that want to be barbers, man. I guess a lot of people that are like, I thought about it, I want to do it. Do it. I try to talk. I'm surprised there's not a million barbers, because I mean, so many people like, you should go to barber school.
I mean, barbering is exploding right now. We get probably, for the school down in Johnson City, we get probably 25 calls a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And we had one student call. He's transferring from a school in Knoxville, and he lives in Abingdon.
Word?
Yes.
Abingdon?
Yes, he lives in Abingdon, and he goes to a school in Knoxville. and he wants to come to Crown Cutz.
To
I'm
go to
like,
Bristol?
he wants to come to Crown Cutz in Johnson City. I'm like, we have a Crown Cutz in Bristol, but his thought process is, well, that's just a strictly barber school in
Let
Johnson
me
City.
call him. Where's he at? I need his name and number. I'll call
But
him.
we have but the thing is, the barbering program in Bristol, cosmetology, aesthetics, and nails, you have the best of all worlds.
And at the same time, it gives new inspiration because the world of hair is really just kind of,
You're a stylist.
yeah. You just do hair now. It's not so much barber cosmetologist. Like
You're a
whatever you
hairstylist.
decide you want to do, you do it.
You're a hairstylist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think because it's cosmetology is associated more with women and barbering associated more with men. That's what people think.
Yeah.
But like we just alluded to, it's your hairstylist. It doesn't even really matter.
Tonsier or whatever. Was that what
Tonsorial services.
Yeah, tonsorial.
Because we have guys with longer hair than women.
It's really changing nowadays.
So we have to be we got to be versatile enough to do that, to cut their hair.
The line is blurred for sure.
Yes.
I really think that I don't know, man. I just love at what we're doing at the school right now, where everybody's just getting to do everything, and like I'm excited to see what this is going to bring to the industry and long term how it's going to change for everybody. So
again, Barber College Success. Today we're talking about slow days. What do you do on slow days? If you have any questions, send us a shout on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Any questions you may have. We constantly get questions from around the country, from around the world. We're in over 80 different countries right now. We're upwards of a little bit over 80 episodes. Again, so if you want some knowledge in this industry, we've covered something. Any question you might have, we've covered something.
Or will cover.
And if it's something that we haven't covered and you feel that we can help you with, send us a shout. We still have to cover that.
Booking app.
Yeah. We got
could have done that today.
That got to come up. We got to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw off something at you and then we'll just go off of it.
Let's do it.
On slow days, adjusting your tools.
That's a big thing that barbers need to do in general, because you get busy and you don't even think about it, and then all of a sudden you're missing a tooth, but you still got to get through a lineup,
right?
And then you threw like 10 lineups, and then a month goes by and you're still missing a tooth on your blade.
Yeah. So the slow times are good.
Yeah, fix your blades
because you got some time to clean your tools, fold some towels. You know what I mean? But and most barbers have about typically how many pair of clippers, how many pair of trimmers?
At least together, I would say 5 or 6.
We'll have an episode on that too. How many tools, pair of clippers should you have?
Too many. And then I got some in the box in the back that I ain't even using that still work.
Just in case your clip, have your clippers ever dropped and you felt like you're dropping a baby?
Oh, every time.
Like you try to use your foot and kick it and try to kick it.
I do. I try to say everything. I try to say with my foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like cleaning your tools is so underrated, and it always feels better when you get your tools clean and then you cut it on and it's humming different. You hear that hum again. Then you realize you don't need new clippers. You just need to clean them out because these things start hitting again.
And we talking about cleaning your tools. What about sanitizing your station? Cleaning. We on the cleaning topic, adjusting your tools, but cleaning your chair.
Clean everything.
Sanitize your chair. Sanitize your workstation. Wash your hands.
There's no too clean in 2022 anymore.
Oh, even there's so many things you can do. Go in there and clean the bathroom of the shop.
Yeah, they need to do that.
I mean, I think most barbers think that, or students think that, well, I'm just going to walk over it. But you don't realize that is representing you. If you see it first, or even if you see it second, pick it up, clean it up.
Yeah, we went to that barbershop. I ain't going to say no names, but man, as soon as we walked in there, I was like, yo.
You need some help.
Yeah, it was like the dirtiest barbershop ever, and it reflected on it. It was sad.
And the barber wasn't even there.
And you, there's no way I can think about getting a good haircut in a place that looks filthy. I couldn't imagine.
I mean, it was the eye test. I mean, people not even seeing that the skill of the barber. First thing they're seeing is the floor's dirty.
Everything was dirty.
Everything's dirty. You know what I mean? So sanitize the shop, clean the shop. Take some time and make sure your barber chair is pristine looking. The chrome part on the bottom, make it look good, because someone will come into the shop and they will see your station impeccable and see other stations impeccable, and they'll come patronize you just because.
Yeah, cleanliness. That's the main thing about the industry. If you're not clean, that's day one stuff right there. You got to have a clean, sanitized station.
Take care of your shop. I
And somebody's
mean,
listening right now that needs to do that.
of
There's
course.
probably hair on the floor and neck strips.
Another one, you can go on the Barberside website and take the Barberside test, and you get a certificate for that, and put it up on your station.
You get a certificate for the Barberside test?
Yeah.
This makes it, and the more papers you got on there, the more important you look.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting a certificate saying you completed this Barberside test. I think it's like a 20-minute test. You go on Barberside, go in the top right-hand corner, and say take the evaluation. And that's a certification you can put on your station as a student and a licensed barber to have.
And you probably take it with you too. Like
Yeah.
maybe barbering, maybe if you want to try something different for a little bit. Hey, look how clean I am. I have a Barberside certificate.
And another one, sit outside the shop, not inside the shop. You get complacent. Walk outside, sit outside, talk to people, look for people walking by.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a busy downtown area.
Offer haircuts.
Yeah, let people know that, hey, you can't be shy as a barber. And we talked about that with that guy who's graduating.
Yeah.
You got to have a personality.
You got a personality, you got to be confident.
Yeah, you can't be shy as a barber.
You gotta put yourself out there, and this is one of the hardest industries for that, because not only are you putting yourself out there as an individual, you're also putting your work out there as your skill and representing you.
But if you're shy as a barber, there's things that you can do.
What can you do?
You can talk to your instructors and ask them to help you get out your shell. You can teach a class. You can lead demonstration in something that you're real comfortable in, because personality is everything in this industry.
And just have like a nice controlled area for you to practice on.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like 2 or 3 students, I mean, come up with a group chat, a group text, or a group presentation that you want to, because every student in barber school have someone that they're real close to.
Maybe we should assign the students presentations.
You don't want to push them too much, because that might make some people fold.
You think it would just make them crumble?
Because technically you come to barber school to learn how to cut and to prepare yourself to pass the state board test. But I feel in our school system, I think you should be able to be well-rounded. That's why we do the each one teach one. That's why we study with Jenga, we study with cornhole. We bring in different people to come in from the community just to kind of, on the 20th, we're having them a life coach coming in.
Life coach?
Yeah.
Coach lives?
A life coach, just to talk inspirational, just to kind of boost morale, just to kind of from a different perspective. Because what I realize, everybody is so different in this industry, so many students, and I want to give them the best possible angle to succeed.
Is it David Goggins?
No.
We hyped. They wouldn't be ready for that. We're going to have everybody pumping out skin fades by the end of the day.
I mean, but my next move is I'm going to start reaching out to some of these barber stylists, barber celebrities, having them come to the school. Mm-hmm. That's my next step. I know it's going to be a fee. I'll have them come to both schools, just teach and just talk and just motivation. Because realistically, everything is motivation.
Yeah. But that would be dope. That would be super dope. Yeah. Like, I could imagine meeting somebody like that when I first started, because they look like rock stars to me.
Right.
Which they still do to a degree, but now I see them more as my peers.
Of course.
But when I was first started, they were like my rock stars.
Hopefully it can motivate you to do something different.
Yeah.
So let's talk about make a post saying that you have availability, that these are just for slow days.
Quit hiding.
Stop hiding.
Yeah. You put yourself out there.
Put yourself out there. You have to be available.
You're not going to get better not cutting hair.
Right.
You're just wasting your time. You're paying to be there. Get the most out of it.
Reach out to your family members. Let them know, hey, can you come and support me on this day of the week? And most schools have they have free haircuts for the public and underprivileged people in the community. So that's an opportunity to tell your friends, your family members to stop by and get a haircut for free.
Yeah. Get some reps in.
And get some reps in, because we do that at the school. So there's so many ways to market yourself, especially if you have an opportunity to get a free haircut. You should tap that out. You should try to talk to as many people as possible and say, hey, this day, write a little note, make a little card. We having free haircuts. Come down and get a haircut.
Yeah, and offering free haircuts gets people excited.
Of course.
Saying that F word gets people, that's all you got to say, and people will come.
I had a friend in college. He had this favorite phrase. If it's free, it's for me.
It sounds like a college student.
Yeah. It's like, it's free, it's for me. Fold towels.
Fold towels. There's always towels to be
Yeah.
fold. There's always laundry to do in a shop all the time.
Read a book. Gain some knowledge.
I try to do that. I try to bring a book when I'm slow and I like to read. I read a lot more now,
Hmm.
and I feel like that's the only way to really get stuff. Like,
Elevate.
yeah, because
There's
if
so much knowledge.
well, if you just get it from social media or something like that, where most people get their stuff from, it's not. You can't believe that it's accurate. But you read a book, you read it from the source, then it's accurate.
Look to see where there's continuing education courses.
Finding classes and stuff.
Finding classes. Like you went to a fire class this weekend.
Awesome class in Breaker Barber Company. Shout
Yeah.
out Breaker Barber Company.
You went to an amazing class. So there's always classes in your neighborhood, at your local barbershops or your local hairstylists are doing something. Only way you're gonna find out is if you do some research or ask around.
And then even if it's a drive, I drive everywhere I go for
So
class.
there's time. So do some research and see where there's a class where you might be able to drive to or go to that will increase your knowledge, because continuing education is part of this industry.
Everything. Well, yeah, some states require that. You can't even keep your license without it.
And you don't have to wait till you're out of barber school. You can go right now while you're in school.
And most time they give you discounts. There's usually a student discount for stuff like
And
that.
if it's on the weekend, typically most school gives you credit hours for it. Yeah.
Oh, so you can report that stuff too?
Yeah.
I
You
didn't know that.
get credit hours for that, because it's continuing education. It just makes sense. You want the student to get better all around, enhance themselves.
At the class we went to yesterday, there was a guy that was in Genely there, and then there was a guy that was still in high school that was planning on going.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was like, I know y'all gonna be great because you're already investing in yourself.
That's amazing, because you're getting inspired. You're looking to be better. You want to be better.
I think that now. I think that I wish I had the mindset I do now about wasting time that I had when I was younger. Because back in the day, you sleep for 2 hours in the afternoon, or sit on the couch and play video games for all day from sunlight to dark, and now, like, I feel like I'm trying to make more time, and there's not enough time in the day.
But you don't know what you don't know.
How do you convey that? How do we? Like, do you remember being like that? Did you? Or
I mean, of course. I mean, how we conveying it, how we pushing out through the podcast. We letting people know in over 80 countries things that you can do to better yourself. We letting people know how to, or not how, but why there should be no dead time.
How do we make people receive that, though?
I mean,
just talking to you. They gotta want to receive it.
They have to want to receive it, understanding that what we do in our life, you're an instructor, I'm an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
You're a barber, I'm a barber. You a traveling educator, I'm a traveling educator. So if people want to get to that point and do certain things, they have to do, you know what I mean? You have to get it from the horse's mouth.
For sure.
And I mean, we're not shooting the crap. I mean, you know what I mean? We're giving you real life situations.
I didn't even think of that. I'm already a traveling educator. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, you major, man. You gotta give yourself some credit.
I didn't even think about it.
But that's in your resume.
Yeah.
I mean, you are an instructor. You are a licensed barber instructor.
And that came from just taking the time that I normally would have spent sitting on a couch somewhere and just putting it towards something else.
Right. So that's why there shouldn't be no dead time, because the more you think about stuff, some people, and I try to tell students, don't just become a cutter. The skill will come. If you're in a great school with some great students, with some people around you, where there's a good support system, or there's some great alumni for the school. What makes my school different and what makes my school great? We have a great alumni base in this 5 years that May will be 5 years. But in this 5 years that we've been open, we have a great alumni base, and they're not afraid to help a student. They always come back, teach a class. We have so many students who have their own shops. We have about like 7, 8 students who have their own shop, and they always welcome a Crown Cutz student. You say you're from Crown Cutz, oh, come on, you're part of the family. And that's how it should be.
I was thinking about some girls that were at the school one time, and I was like, hey, y'all should really go talk to the new girl. And they were like, nah, I want to do that. I'm like, Go talk to her. And they're like, nah, we don't want to talk to her. So they came and asked me a question right by her. And I was like, hey, have you met her? It's like, you met this person?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, hey. Like,
That's what you got. That's how you got to do it sometimes.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody, it's just an environment that's willing to come back and show somebody how to do something because they know what it was like. And that's everybody needs, if you get in this industry, you always need to remember what it feels like to be terrible, because you at one point you didn't have anybody wanting to cut your hair, you were not good at what you did, and you needed somebody to show you how to do it.
Yep.
Don't ever forget that, because
Don't forget that. That's a great point.
and that's what will propel you in your career, even though it doesn't sound like it. But staying humble and being willing to learn.
Don't get complacent.
Exactly.
Don't get complacent, because you was there once where you was nervous to grab the clippers.
Touch somebody's head.
You was nervous to touch somebody's head.
Yeah.
You was nervous to use a straight razor.
Ask them if you want to cut their hair. Go into the room, a busy shop, and say, hey, can I cut your hair? And just to have everybody say no. And then you just go sit outside. I mean, that was my life.
I've had numerous students who were like, man, Craig, I used to go hide in the bathroom when haircuts was coming. I used to go outside and hide. But I understand that, because you was not that confident at first.
I remember doing that. I didn't even think about that. I used to do that too.
For real?
I used to. I'd be like, nah, that haircut looks hard. I'm going to go disappear.
But that's what school is for. That's what school is for, to learn.
Yeah.
Have those opportunities to get better. Take advantage of that time.
I see. That's one thing about I missed out when I went to school, because if I did a bad haircut in the shop, they was just mad. And I never saw them again.
I mean, some people get mad on free haircuts they at the school.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, cut us some slack. Rip the cape off and like, you get a free haircut.
that happened?
Yeah.
Rip the cape off.
Yeah.
Man. I'm not surprised.
I mean, so think about, and also students don't realize that they can come up with suggestions every day. They can come up with suggestions how to better their learning, how to increase their learning, how to make it make sense to them, because everyone is different learners. Everyone learns different. One of the best analogies that I've seen would make when I was going through instructor school, and Thomas James, one of my top instructors, helped me out a whole lot. Great friend of mine still, Mr. State Board. If you're thinking about studying for the state board test, Thomas James wrote the blueprint. Check him out. Shout out T.
You say he was your student?
I was a student.
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. So that you met the guy.
I know him personally. That's my guy. That's my good friend.
That book literally helped me want to pass my test.
For real?
Yeah, the theory part. Like, if I've studied, but once I read through the book, it was like,
yeah, TJ, that's my guy. Wow. That's my good friend. Like, yeah.
I thought it was just some book that y'all had. I didn't know you actually knew the guy.
No,
that's awesome.
TJ's my guy. I forgot the train of thought, but
what do you do a slow day in a shop? As a shop owner, what are some things you feel like could be done on slow days?
I mean, typically the same thing when we talked about the barber school, branding yourself, marketing yourself, sanitizing your tools, cleaning the shop, cleaning the bathroom, sweeping the shop a little bit more, cutting your fingernails, clean your fingernails. A lot of barbers don't realize you have to have clean fingernails. You can't cut someone's hair with long fingernails and dirty fingernails. It's not sanitary. Clean your fingernails.
The long fingernails.
Yeah, clean your fingernails. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regroup. I mean, and also what we do. What do we do?
We talk.
I know. We also, how do we educate?
What do you mean?
What do we do when we travel educators? What do we do?
We just
talk about mental health.
Oh yeah,
and even in
just see how people are doing.
Right, but my point is, I was getting to allude to, if you have some dead time, refocus, get your mental health right.
Yeah,
read a self-help book, read some positive affirmation, because you're sitting there quiet and not doing nothing on your phone, you might get down. So it's an opportunity to regroup your focus, get back on track, and you might just need to take like a little 5-minute mental health break too as well.
In the shop too. I mean, if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the majority of the time you are busy, because there will be slow days, whether you're a great barber or not, you'll still like enjoy it. Sometimes you just need to it's good to have that break. It feels great. Don't be mad at yourself for having a break sometimes.
Right. But don't waste the break. Don't waste the break.
Do something productive during your break.
Utilize that break for something productive. utilize that break for something productive. And then also that's an opportunity to get something to eat.
Yeah. Eat some vegetables.
I mean, because nutritional wise, it's important to take care of your body, have that pyramid really tight and strong for longevity.
That's why you're fasting, right?
I'm like, not no more.
Oh, you gave it up.
I didn't give up.
No, I mean, you
So-
took a, yeah, you switched off.
It got to come to an end, man. I don't know who's going to fast for the rest of their life.
Dead people.
Here you go. This guy. You got to stop sometime. It's my stopping point.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah,
But yeah, your mental health is supremely important, especially when you're dealing with people. People take for granted how much you have to actually talk to people. Like even when you're off work, even when you're not doing nothing, there's constantly people asking you for haircuts, asking you for product advice, asking you. I had one guy yesterday message me and asked me for he said, "Can I ask you some tax questions?" I'm like, "I'll do my best," and it's always something. So
I think we might have to bring an accountant and talk about taxes.
I got a guy.
Yeah,
got an account
because it's the end of the year, so that's probably the next podcast.
That's an important topic.
Yep.
Ryan needs to be here.
Yep. Well, hit him up. Yeah. I can hit him up, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. Tax season. Yeah. Tax episodes coming soon.
Tax within the next 2 weeks.
Next week.
I mean, if we can get it popping next week, let's do it.
Ryan's a busy man.
Yeah. But we can get an accountant, Ryan, because it's important to talk about those things.
It's very underrated. I mean, just like in high school, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I never had a class where they set me down and told me the difference between a W-2 or,
because believe it or not, this is just like an extra piece to this podcast. A lot of barbers can't grow because their taxes are not intact. And what I mean by when I say they can't grow, because they don't report an income. So when they try to go to buy some more equipment or buy something, put down some money for a house,
open a shop,
they run into stumbling blocks, run into roadblocks because they don't do proper practice on their income and report their income. Because you can report your income quarterly, you can report your income, I guess the half of the year every 6 months, or you can just wait till the end of the year. But I think the smartest thing to do is put some money aside quarterly because you're gonna pay taxes. That's just a must.
Yeah, and claim how much you're making.
Yeah, claim how much you're making. Do the right thing and not the wrong. But again, thank you again. We're talking about slow time, whatever you some may call it dead time. Some will call it nothing. Just actually slow day. What should you do? What can you do? There's so much you can do. And this podcast right here is to share those things with you guys, share those things for you to start thinking on a different level.
Oh, I got one. Another thing you can do is clean yourself up. Because sometimes people think barbers get haircuts all the time, and sometimes it's not the case.
That's important.
Yeah, you gotta get it. You might get a haircut once every 2 months because you're cutting everybody else's hair.
Yeah, get a lineup.
Yeah,
take care of your beard.
Edge yourself up, clean yourself up, so you look. Nobody wants to get a haircut and do somebody look like a bum.
Personal hygiene, that's important.
Yeah.
My barbershop downtown had a full shower.
You have a shower?
Full shower.
You can come there and shower.
I mean, you can't come there and shower. We had a full shower.
What was it for? If you get a shower,
it's for one of the barbers if they needed something. You take care of something real quick. And,
what if? Oh, okay. So if an accident happens or something,
you want to clean up.
So I can't come in from the gym and just bust a shower out.
I mean, we would let you do that. Yeah, but most people didn't know it was there, so we didn't broadcast it. But if you came from the gym and you said you wanted to take a shower and clean yourself before you got your haircut, of course.
You ever made some clients shower? Has that ever happened?
I mean, if you got to come, I mean, that's embarrassing. If you got to come to the shop and someone got to tell you, you got to clean up, take a shower before I cut your hair.
Bro, I'm going to tell you this because Preston was there. Preston P was there. This dude came in the shop with no shirt on, covered in sweat.
No, you didn't.
Where's Bond? Covered in sweat, drenched with sweat. He looked like he ran a marathon and sat right down in Preston's chair with no shirt on, sweaty like that. And I'm like, Preston, I'd tell him to leave. And he's like, nah. And he cut his hair, though. I give it to him. He cut his hair. But I was like, nah, not me.
Southwest Virginia.
That's what it is, man. I don't know. It might be happening. There's dirty people everywhere. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, man.
I'd tell somebody to wash their hair.
Man, you can add that to the services.
Yeah. That's one thing that Marcus Harvey was talking about. Yeah, you can make more money that way.
Yeah, I mean, you can charge upwards of $10, $15 for a shampoo. So you tell someone before you cut their hair, or you can just say, all my clients get a haircut. It's included in the price. Price of the haircut $25, price of the shampoo $10 or $15. So you're looking at a $40 haircut or whatever you may want to price it at.
Did you? How would you? Well, I think we went through that one day. How to incorporate it. Just, but Marcus Harvey said, just offer it first, give it to people for
Yeah,
free,
hey
and
man,
then say later on I'll charge for it.
hey, my price is this is what I offer, but I'll throw this one in for you for free today. Hope you like it, and next time you come, just let me know. I mean, real subtle. It's all about communication.
Now
In
you
this
can start a
industry.
list about how to make more money. What other services can you provide? Just brainstorm with your fellow coworkers about what you can do to make it better.
This packages you can offer. Start thinking about like Valentine's coming up. Hey, fellas, what can we do together as a group to offer some specials for Valentine's?
That's a good idea. I'm thinking right now.
I mean,
That's
I mean, Christmas time coming up. So I sold a Christmas package to this lady, a pair of clippers with some trimmers, and I offered in the trimmers for her husband a 1 hour session with me. Um, he's gonna get a
1 hour haircut session.
just teaching him the basics about hair cutting.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna go through the textbook. He's gonna pick a chapter that I'll go over it with him. Um, show him again the basic how to cut hair, and I'm gonna give him a live model and go through it with a live model.
You made that package?
Yeah, show him how to use a straight razor.
Man.
And
Is it just somebody, just a dude, just a random person?
well, the lady called me, said she wanted something for her husband because he wanted to learn how to cut hair. And well, he cuts hair, but he wants to be better at it. And she said he always talk about wanting to go to barber school, but he don't have the time. So she contacted me, and I said, well, I can put this together for you with a pair of clips and trimmers, and it's like $600-700. Yeah.
That he be an honorary graduate?
Well, he get like I'll give him like 4 hours of barber training. If he decides to jump into school, he'll get 4 hours.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's the next level. See, Craig, y'all playing checkers. And Craig over here moving Bishop to knight 3, checkmate.
I mean, you just have to be as creative as possible. So when if she didn't call me, I wouldn't have thought of that. But when she called me, I was like, what? That's something I can market.
That was off top of the dome?
Off the top of the dome.
Man. Like have beard lineup classes for. That's cool because that's one thing because your beard's gonna grow back for anything. Your facial hair is gonna be tore up, and then most time dudes mess it up before you can even get to it.
And that's something again, the topic that we're touching on. When there's dead time, those are times for you to think of creative things to do. Think of packages that you can have, or think of maybe having a kids party, a kids cut party where you get a cake.
5 mannequins for all the kids.
You got mannequins for all the kids. Give them a T-shirt.
What?
And have them come in because there's little girls have parties all the time where they get their nails done. Why not have a little boys cut party?
That's
You
crazy.
can do it after hours. Have a cake. I'm pretty sure parents would love that because they always think of creative things to do for their kids. And you have someone in there taking pictures. You feed them cake and you do 3 or 4 haircuts. There's tattoo parties. Why can't there be a cut party?
Give me that pad and paper real quick. I'm about to, what are you telling them this stuff for? We supposed to write it.
I know, but realistically, that's when you have that time, and that's what I used to do when I was in the shop. I just my mind goes. I just think of stuff. Yeah, Ryan says to me one day, he's like, "Man, Craig, you like me, man. We think the same way." Because I sit in the bed and I just think. So he'll be sitting at home. He'll send me something he thought of, and I'll send him something that I thought of. I mean, my mind just constantly goes. But my wife has to tell me, "Yo, shut it off." Sometimes
that's double dipping though. Because like first you get people in, you let them cut hair just for fun, and they're like, "Shoot, maybe I like this," and then they want to cut hair for real, and then they go to school.
Right. I mean, and that's what I thought of, because you're introducing them to the art, and it's something because as a kid, you might go on a field trip to the fire station, and that might just amaze you, and just like the bright lights, the bright red, all of these things around you, and you grow up, you go to bed thinking about that, and the next day that might tickle your fancy to the point where you're like, I want to be a fireman.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So and that's how people are introduced to certain things.
I'm stuck on it. I can't stop thinking about it now. I already decided how I want to do it.
So that's why I'm saying there should be no dead time. There should be no slow time, because there's different things that you can do along the way. Just have a pen and a pad. What kind of specials could I have for the upcoming month? What could I incorporate? You can, and if as a barber, you can have friends throughout. Every barber has a friend who's a photographer. You can have someone a photographer come and sit down while you finish cutting the hair, just take a picture and offer it as and sell that as a package.
Yeah, or a videographer or something like
Yeah,
that.
you
Yeah.
take about 10, 15 pictures of that person because everybody love changing their what? Their Facebook profile, their Instagram profile, looking for a headshot, and they have it right there. That's packaging you can offer.
You can lease out your shop for events.
Yeah.
Like Super Bowl party or something.
Yeah. I mean, we had a strip party at the shop one time.
Uh-huh.
A stripper party at the shop one time.
Word?
Yeah. I mean, but those things, and it was just for the clients, loyal clients. I mean, but you have to sit down and think about packages that you can offer.
Just so many levels of this that's untapped.
What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do a sip and smoke where we're doing wine and cigars for the clients coming down to the barbershop.
And you charge for that? You would charge
not just for
like
the client,
a cover?
Not just for the clients, your loyal clients who've been patronizing you for the year.
Yeah. Just like customer appreciation day.
Yeah, I have a DJ. He comes in and he's at the shop every other Saturday. He's marketing himself as well, and he's doing a service for the shop, and he's really good.
You should get a local vineyard involved.
I mean, no, my guy up in Tasting, Virginia, we're going to do something. And I have another guy, Brian Lane, shout out to Brian Lane in North Carolina. He has this thing called Sticks and Vines. He does wines and he sells wines and whatever. He's a wine connoisseur, and he's into cigars now. So he had this company called Sticks and Vines. Shout out to Sticks and Vines in North Carolina. Check him out. I'm going to team up with him. We're going to do something.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's another thing you do. If you work in a shop or have a shop, look around at other businesses locally to you and work together on.
You can. So there's so many things that you see how your mind is starting to go as we feed off each other.
Yeah.
There's so many things that you can do. You might like the guy who came in and did his what he did the guy up in Abington you brought last time.
Aaron.
The lawn care
Aaron
service.
Lundy, yeah.
You could team up with him and have him come and talk about what he does in the shop. Someone he'll pick up a client. He'll pick up a client. Teaming up with other business, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I know that Breaker Barber teamed up with the local, the brewery right down, and they got their own tap. They got their own beer.
That's amazing. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And
yeah. So when you're slow at the shop, walk around and speak to other business owners.
And that's what and majority of the things I said to you just now, that's stuff when I was teaching in the school, I would talk about. And when I taught my classes, I was like, hey, marketing is so versatile. You can do so much with marketing.
You were the only instructor in your first class, right?
Yep.
So they got that one-on-one Craig Charles time every day.
They got that one-on-one amazing time with me because all the fresh ideas I had, I was just pouring into them. They got me one-on-one, just instant questions answered when they had a problem. Yeah, we're going to have a 5-year reunion in May, and I'm going to have all the students come back, and we rented the venue today. It's going to be May 21st. All my barber students are going to come back, and we're just going to have just a fun time. We have some videography, just doing some videos, some pictures of just different things that we've taken over the time, just pictures.
The yearbook? Is the yearbook finally coming out?
The yearbook is going to come out. We're probably going to have the yearbook then.
Oh, really?
For the students. But we're just going to have a 5-year anniversary, have dinner, and just make it real fun. Probably going to send out some questionnaires to see who was the best student, who was the teacher's pet, different things, and just give out awards. Who was the most creative students? Who was the top student during the class? You know what I mean?
Most likely to eat dirt.
Yeah, we're gonna give out some awards. Who was who completed the school in the least amount of time? Who took them the longest time? Just
the longest. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, a $1,500 program. I mean, some students was there in like 2019, 2020, graduated in 2021. You know what I mean?
Holding it down.
Yeah. So I mean, just try to make it real fun, and just probably have every student come up and talk about their fondest memories. Make it like a round table discussion. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, I try to make barber school as fun as possible and different.
You're building a culture around the school too. You have the alumni come in, have a reunion.
Yeah, I don't want it to just be like you go and you leave and that's it. So many students have a not too fond memory of school, and I want to change that narrative, and that's around the country. So from day one, I always wanted to make school fun. You still can't please some people no matter what. But
Blue turds,
yeah, you remember that. But you always just want to make school fun. So I want to do things like that and just kind of uplift them. That's why we're doing graduation this week, and we're gonna do a real special. We have a caterer. It's gonna be some good food. It's gonna be amazing. You got to come.
I'm coming.
Yeah, it's gonna
be there.
It's gonna be amazing.
Saturday
we're gonna start at 5. Ceremony gonna start at 5:30.
That's what we're gonna do because me and my wife are looking for something to do this weekend.
Yeah, of course.
So we do that, and then we drive to Pigeon Forge.
Come on down. But you know, as all good things roll, they got to come to an end sometime.
Yes, sir.
And this podcast was major. What do you think about this podcast?
I like this one. We vibe well.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I'm actually about to go do something right now.
Hey, I mean, each one teach one. That's what it's about. And we all going to learn from each other. And that's what barbering is about. That's what this podcast is about. It's to push knowledge. It's to share knowledge, share your wealth. I don't believe knowledge should be kept to oneself.
No, you should definitely share it with everybody or else it just disappears.
It just disappears. It can go and it can just lay dormant and then it just be forgotten. And that's what it's about. Sharing and giving out little gems. You got to earn the crown somehow.
Help everybody excel faster than you did.
Yes, sir. And again, if you have any questions for the casual learner out there, the casual listener out there, YouTube, Facebook, IG, Instagram, send us a question. We get a lot of questions throughout the week. I answer them as quick as possible, as quick as I can. And I know a lot of people out there listen to the podcast, and really shout out to you guys because you guys really make us feel good, make me feel good when I hear that. Hey, man, I love your podcast. I listen to it all the time. It changed my perspective on things. As far as school, it's helped me a lot. It helped me focus. It helped me be a better student. It helped me just be a better barber when I graduated. So I think it's important. I think one topic we should talk about too, the price of your education. Did we talk about that already? The price of education. What do you get for being a barber? Why? Because schools now upward of anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000, 21,000.
I remember when he said that, and I was like, "Damn."
Yeah. I think the most expensive school I've heard of is 28,000.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, you invested in yourself. 11 months.
Still cheaper than 4 years of college.
And you're getting that return back in a year, half the year at times.
But I owe it Uncle Sam.
I mean, yeah, you gotta pay some homage now. Yep. But again, Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Crown Cutz Academy, Johnson City, and Craig's Crown Cutz, downtown JC. Check us out. And my guy himself, Fresh
Fields
person.
Am I your barber on Instagram?
Yes, sir. Shout out to our guy in Lathan. Always holding it down. Always giving us some great work, some great editing, spreading the love. The JC way is the only way we know how to do it. Is the Crown Cutz way. We enrolling students every month. You want to change careers? Check us out. Interesting career, fun career. Want to do something different? Female barbers, male barbers, young barbers. You can start as young as 16, equivalent in the state of Tennessee, a high school diploma. No, excuse me. In Tennessee, all you have to have is equivalent of the 10th grade education, and you can start on your barber career. I think it's important. Try to get a trade. Try to get some direction. Try to help yourself. Be your own boss, first and foremost. And don't stop at just being a cutter. Push it to the next level. Educator, an instructor, a travel educator. Hey, there's so much to it. So much. And again, thank you guys. Hit us up. Any questions? Phone number is 423-461-0004. Johnson City, Tennessee. We out here. Peace.